What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to part 2 of my 30-0 run. If you guys missed part 1, make sure to go check it out. I'll put it in the corner right here, so make sure to go watch part 1 where I show the first 15-0. If you guys are unfamiliar with what happened, I went on a run that I will probably never duplicate. Just going over some of the tweets on Twitter. Obviously, tweets would be on Twitter. Didn't need to specify that, but some of the attention I was able to get as me and my teammates and I from Mazer were able to go on a semifinal run in which I was able to win 31 games in a row. And I'm going to show you the second half of the 15-0. There's Ali with hyping me up. Great teammates, always hyping each other up. And Go Stadium talking about it. Toshi, who I'm sure you guys know. And let's get into it. This is in the Go Team Up tournament. Some great battlers from across the world going at it. Draft format. And we are going up against Jan Eric. And this is the first round of the playoffs. So every matchup, every game, just even more pivotal at this point. And you'll notice my thought process against Jan Eric's team is he does not have a hard answer for my Mandibuzz. So my whole strategy, this whole set, is going to be revolving around using my Mandibuzz as a safe swap or potentially using my Mandibuzz as a lead to try and make sure I get switch advantage, and then having two Pokemon around the Mandibuzz that can cover everything else. So theoretically, my Vigoroth should be able to cover the Diggersby. It should be able to cover the Umbreon, and pretty neutral against the Jirachi and the Politoed. And then my Ninetales should be able to cover the Toxicroak with shields and should also be able to hold its own against the Cresselia. So I go for the counter down there, it looked like, with the Vigoroth and the Cress. He wisely swaps to avoid getting farmed down, and we're in a good spot here because he has a very low health Cress. You see me get a nice sack swap here. Not really a sack swap. I don't like when people say sack swap when the Pokemon is still healthy. I should say catch. A nice catch on the foul play. To me, a sack swap is like when you have low HP is when you should utilize that phrase, that terminology. When you have low HP and it takes you out. Otherwise, it's not really sacrifice. It's more just like, it's more catching to absorb that damage. But Air Slash Mandibuzz has a really nice matchup here against Umbreon. I looked away from the screen for a sec, so I forget how much energy that Cresselia has. But you'll see me probably wait to use the shield unless I know I absolutely have to. Also, that Vigoroth is still fairly healthy, so the Vigoroth should be able to counter down the Cress, even if it like swaps in and Moonblasts my Mandibuzz or something like that. You saw a visual glitch there. I aggressively swap into Vig and counter down, and we take game 1 against Jan24 Eric. The counter moves to 16-0. 16-0. Continuing from part 1 of last time. And man, yeah, just so much fun and so grateful that I was able to line my Pokemon up, right place, right time, make some 50-50 calls that allowed this run to take place. And it was pretty cool that this happened. I'm excited for the Go Team Up Worlds event where all the top teams from the previous Go Team Up tournaments get invited to compete for the World Championship. It's going to be pretty epic. So many great teams like the European Emperors with Tho, and the Elite Four with Toshi, House Stark, Valor Ash, and Arrow. So we have a really bad lead here against an Umbreon. Terrible lead, worst possible lead. And you're going to see me catch this foul play. And not only did I catch the foul play, I also snuck in an Air Slash, which is going to give me a 1 Air Slash head start against whatever comes in. It is the Cress. So this is kind of sketchbox, I would say, because the fact that I took the foul play, it puts me into double Moonblast range, I think. I'm going to take this first one. Man, I'm not sure if that's double Moonblast range because Psycho Cuts do like nothing. Psycho Cuts do absolutely nothing to Mandibuzz. They're double resisted and Mandibuzz is so tanky. Cress is also so tanky. Man. Do I shield this? I forget at this point. This have happened a while ago. I don't shield. It does take me out. It does take me out. So I predict I'd probably just... Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. I know what I'm doing. So I'm coming in with Ninetales because I know he's not going to come in with Umbreon. So this forces him to reveal what's in back. This forces him to reveal what's in back. And what is in back? It's the Jirachi. How on earth do I get out of this? I make a nice quick play there. And since he was mid-confusion animation, I'm able to get off this flame charge. And I think I just go straight for it. I just go straight for wild charge. And I'm thinking at this point, he's switch locked with his Umbreon. I'm going to be able to farm it down with A9. And then just double Weather Ball plus charm damage against the Jirachi. So we're committing to the charm down here. Oh man. I'm gonna toot my horn a little bit. This was a tough situation that I'm able to come out of. Mew versus Umbreon lead. And then we lose. We are not able to take back switch. And then there's a Jirachi, a steel type against our A9. And we're gonna be able to take this because this Weather Ball will close to KO. It does KO. Wow. So just finding a way to like manipulate and utilize our energy and farming so we're able to overcome the worst possible lead, our Mew versus an Umbreon. Because Mew is pretty much useless against Umbreon. It can put in some work with like the wild charge damage, but like an Umbreon can survive 2 wild charges, so Mew is pretty helpless. Because of Umbreon's bulk and the fact that it resists the Shadow Claw damage, and the foul plays really hurt Mew. And Umbreon could pretty much foul play and farm down a Mew. So another bad lead against Cress. I immediately swap into Mandibuzz. You'll see me utilize this strategy. If I lose lead, I go into Mandibuzz because he doesn't have a hard counter. I am going to shield this Moonblast, and in comes Umbreon. And because I have this energy loaded, I might be able to flip switch here. And I'm actually really happy that he swapped in the Umbreon because my Mew is in back. And now my Mew is avoiding the Umbreon. You also see me sneak in the Air Slash. And by the way, I wanted to mention in the intro, guys, if you stay tuned, this is a longer video. Grab some snacks, pause it if you want, and relax. But later on, I have some insane plays. You're going to see Mandibuzz beat a Galvantula in the lead. I'm absolutely serious. You're going to see some really nice catches, some nice... we've already seen some nice catches. You're going to see some bait calls and some games that I win with like a few HP. Vigoroth is so versatile, even though this is a bad matchup for it. It's so spammy. It's going to be able to chunk away at the Cresselia. I like to try and overfarm at times with Vigoroth just to throw off my opponent's counting so he's not sure how much energy I have. I can't imagine I shield this. I might live a Moonblast anyway. And it's just a Grass Knot, so I for sure live a Grass Knot. Doesn't get stab. That looked like it might have been CMP. That'd be amazing for me if it was. I get a shield. It wasn't CMP, but he can't Psycho Cut me down. He has to throw his energy. And I would presume I Shadow Claw down with Mew. Yeah, because I don't care if Mew gets hit by a move. I need to save that shield for Mandibuzz. Because that Umbreon still has a decent chunk of health, I believe. In comes Diggersby. Diggersby. Oh my gosh, just hard countered. Well, like, not... Okay, that was visual. The foul play didn't do that much. That was just visual. Diggersby's tanky. Man. I shield the Last Resort because the Last Resort's going to do more than a Fire Punch. I farm up as much as I can. Go for the Aerial Ace. Takes out the Umbreon. Diggersby with a shield. Straight foul play. Diggersby's going to have to double Fire Punch me. Oh my goodness. This is kind of crazy. Yeah, because one Fire Punch won't be enough, so he has to land 2 Fire Punches. And then I might like... Oh my god. 2. 2 might not even KO. Mandibuzz, you beast. Mandibuzz, you beast. Oh, and the timer's running out. The timer's running out. So I need to switch into my Mew as quick as I can because the way... Oh, and I had the last shield. It's a buzzer beater. What the heck? That was so close. But this Fire Punch won't get me low enough. Yeah, I'm still in the yellow. And if you guys aren't aware, the time's up. Oh, because I had 2 Pokemon. I don't think it mattered. I don't think it mattered since I still had 2 alive. Maybe I'm wrong. But I know it just comes down to the health of the current Pokemon that's in there. Man, maybe someone in the comments can let me know. If I have 2 right, I automatically win. But it also comes down to the health of the Pokemon that... Is that the only thing that matters? Anyway, you'll see. Like, I'm the one showcasing my 30-0 run, and I still don't even know everything about these about the game mechanics. So maybe you guys can educate me there in chat. I'm sure someone knows. But anyway, Cress versus Mandibuzz. The Psycho Cuts do nothing to me. From full health, I can survive 2 Moonblast just barely, especially since my Mandibuzz has pretty good IVs. Before this tournament, I reached out on Facebook to my local community here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I had some people that were nice enough to meet up with me and trade me their extra Vullabies because they don't really care about PvP and they really have no use for their Vullabies that they've hatched. So I got like 50. I got like 50 from like probably like 6 different people total, and ended up getting a 1-5-12 Mandibuzz. I got a few that were pretty good. This one went exactly to 1500, and you're gonna see even from that low of health, the Crest can't Psycho Cut me down. I'm gonna shield because I know how important Switch is, and shields are down. So I shield my Mandibuzz that literally had like 1 or 2 HP because now you're gonna see I get Snarled down, and now I align my Ninetales against the Umbreon, and then Ferrothorn against Poly, and that's GG's. So by being able to win Switch that game, that's all that mattered. Just needed to get Switch, and then it was G to the G. Umbreon does have quite a bit of energy, which is a little scary because Last Resorts will chunk away, but Ninetales should be able to survive 2 Last Resorts and get to the Weather Ball. You can't get too greedy in the Ninetales versus Umbreon matchup. I actually, in GBL one time, tried to charm down an entire Umbreon, and I had to end up expending a shield or something, which is pretty crazy. So if you're too late on a switch against an Umbreon, sometimes it can actually force a shield because it gets to 3 moves. 2 Last Resorts and like a foul play. Mew versus Toxicroak. Mew lead. Pretty good lead for Mew. The thing is, it takes a while for my Mew to get to its moves. I'm not fooling around. I'm just going straight for Flame Charge. I get to the first Flame Charge 1 fast move before he gets to a Sludge Bomb. I sneak in a Shadow Claw, really nice. I'm going to call this, and it is a Sludge Bomb. That's not good. But I'm barely able to get to this Wild Charge, which is amazing. I get to the Wild Charge. He double shields, so I'm up 2 shields. And I'm going to go for this farm down. I probably shield. No, I don't shield this. Yikes. There's not a whole lot that's going to do more than that. And then he switches. I don't know if that was the right play to switch. Because as long as I come out with... maybe it was the right play. Oh, and he leaves. He leaves. So that was the 5-0 against Jan Eric. He got frustrated in the 5th one, and he realized the game was over. So maybe he wasn't frustrated. Maybe he just realized that there was no win con left, so he left that. So 5-0 against Jan Eric, and we're into the next one. 2nd round of the playoffs against Pablito. And I believe... No, this wasn't the number 1 overall seed. We played the number 1 overall seed later on in this tournament, in the quarterfinal. But Pablito, I believe this is one of the Go Infinity teams with some really talented trainers. So one of the better teams in the bracket. He's staying in Scrafty versus Mandy. So this makes me think that he's definitely double weak to my Mandibuzz. So I'm thinking there could be an Ivysaur in back. In comes Galvantula. Which, do I stay in here? No, I aggressively switch into Ninetales. I lure out the Ivysaur. And I get to this Weather Ball, which is huge. Because now I'm probably going to get a shield. And I didn't want to stay in there. I didn't want to allow Galvantula to just farm me down and wreak havoc on the rest of my team. In this way, I'm just totally sacrificing my my Ninetales. And I'm definitely going to commit shields here. And then I know if I can just get rid of this thing, my Swampert should be good to go against the Galvantula. I throw this because I don't want to have to expend my second shield if I don't need to. He switches, so I switch. And he's down shields. So I'm figuring I should probably just save my last shield for my... And a good job by me keeping track of the Galvantula's energy. So I was able to farm up extra. And I'm actually able to Hydro Cannon the Ivysaur. We get to say the Swampert counters Ivysaur confirmed. Looking at his team, my Mew looks like a pretty good safe swap. My Mew has to worry a little bit about the Scrafty being a dark type. But because Mew resists the counters, it can actually get a shield from Scrafty by going up to 2 wild charges. So it's not the worst matchup in the world. It's definitely a good matchup for Scrafty, but it's not like a super hard counter. Also, Galvantula. Foreshadowing, if Mew can sneak in 2 Shadow Claws, it can beat Galvantula in the 2s. Okay, we finally get a terrific lead. I guess we had a good lead last time. He swaps in Pelipper. And with my team, I don't really have a hard counter for Pelipper. I guess you could say A9. A9 is my best counter for Pelipper because if you are quick enough, I think Pelipper only gets to 2 Weather Balls. So you just shield 1 and charm down. But I figure I'm just going to stay in against this Pelipper because with Hypno, I have my Mew in back. And if I'm able to keep switch, my Mew is going to be able to handle the Hypno rather comfortably. I aggressively swap. I don't know if this is a good play, to be honest. I don't know if this is a good play. Because I gave up switch. And now my Vigoroth is aligned with the Hypno. I guess what I was trying to do here, I think. The reason I switched into Vigoroth was because if there was a Scrafty, I figured he would come in with the Scrafty here. I get Confusion down, which is not ideal. I'm just going to sacrifice my Mandibuzz, most likely. And up a shield, Mew should be able to take out Scrafty. And he Fire Punches me, which is amazing. Because now he has to use even more energy than if he had, like, Thunder Punch. I aggressively swap, and there's a Stunfisk. And Mew up a shield should be able to handle this Stunfisk rather easily. He's definitely not going to shield this first one. Knowing that I have Flame Charge, I forget if I had revealed it earlier. But I think he is going to actually successfully double bait me here and make this game really close. Oh my gosh, he sneaks in a Mud Shot. It's like when you feel like you have a game sealed and somehow the opponent makes it like super close. But I figured there was no point in me not shielding, I think. Because I should get to... Oh my god. Seriously? Wait, how does that happen? Okay, it's just a Rock Slide. That makes sense. And I figured he was going to try and sack swap, so I just didn't throw my Flame Charge. I Shadow Claw down 2 Pokemon, and then I throw my Flame Charge. I could have Wild Charged just to be a savage from that range, but we'll Flame Charge. Okay. Pablito. I think that was 2 or 3 wins. Let's see, we're at 20 minutes, so maybe that was 3 wins already, since this video is like 35-ish minutes, maybe a little more. Heading into the next matchup against Pablito. We've been fortunate so far with our leads. And then, okay, check this out. Check this out. Pablito, I feel bad, man. I sneak in one Shadow Claw. Guys, in preparation for these matches, I was looking at different like situations and sims on PV Poke before, like in the days prior to these matches, just to look if there was like anything in this situation. I get the second Shadow Claw through. And now I know that I'm going to be able, and I deny it again. I deny another Volt Switch. I'm going to be able to get to these 2 Flame Charges before he gets to his next one. He realized that, so he didn't bother shielding. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mew is going off. Mew is going ham. I didn't feel like there was any point in me switching because I didn't want to get switch locked Mandibuzz onto Stunfisk. I go up and throw this Body Slam to either get a shield or do some nice damage to the Pelipper. And then I switch out. Makes sense. I might commit to just completely farming this thing down. I might take 2 or 3 Weather Balls and just completely farm this thing down. He Hurricanes me. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. Interesting. I guess maybe my thought process was by throwing this, maybe I'm not quite in Rock Slide range. Yeah, I don't think I'm quite in Rock Slide range. So I think that's why I threw. I get a shield, which is interesting. I guess he knows that my Vigoroth's probably not going to get up to a Bulldoze, so a Foul Play does more than a Body Slam. Rock Slide. Oh my gosh, that was a little risky. That was a little bit risky. But I get to the Foul Play. Because, man, imagine he Mud Shots me down. And then I switch to avoid being Mud Shot down. Even if this is an Earthquake, it won't quite KO me. And then the next counter KOs. Counter went through as he was throwing the Earthquake. Jeepers Creepers. Mew loses to Galvantula, guys. Mew loses to Galvantula. But because I was able to deny his fast move twice and sneak in 2 Shadow Claws, I was able to flip that lead. Is this the one? No, this is not the one. This is a good lead for us. Ninetales versus Galv. Ninetales wins this pretty comfortably. It is a little tricky because you try and call whether this is a discharge or a lunge. People always lunge me here. He goes for the discharge, which makes this a little sketch box for me. But I am able to charm down, I think, because I snuck one in. Oh, this is sketch box. Okay. I used to say that sketch box back when I played basketball in high school. I aggressively swap into Mew to lure out the Scrafty. You see that? You see that, everybody? I aggressively swap into Mew to lure out the Scrafty, if there is one, because I'm running a Ferrothorn in the back. I build the 2 Wild Charges. I don't plan on expending 2 shields for Mew, so I don't mind. I don't mind just throwing that Wild Charge right away. I'm going for a CMP tie here, I believe. Wild Charge goes through. Oh, and I actually get to a 3rd one, which is absolutely huge. I get the last shield. At this point, I'm completely fine. Just getting rid, or letting Mew go down. Foul Play takes me out. Definitely going to come in with A9. He immediately swaps, knowing that I was going to come in with A9. And I think he threw the Rock Slide right away on the swap, so I was able to catch it. Not even like trying to catch a Rock Slide per se. I was just trying to switch right away to avoid, I guess, to avoid that happening. I can't imagine I don't shield. Yeah, okay. Correctly shield the Earthquake, which is huge. Oh man, is this an EQ already? I don't think so. Yeah. And because he threw the Rock Slide, I decided why not just throw the Power Whip since I've doubled up at this point. Then I can just Power Whip. Boom. Power Whip number 2. What did we see earlier? We saw something take out something it shouldn't. And now Ferrothorn taking out a Scrafty in the back for the win. I think this is the moment. I think this is the moment I've been so excited for. I think this is the Mandibuzz versus Galvantula lead. So at this point, we are 24-0. We are on a 24-0 streak. Mandibuzz versus Galvantula. I have a Mew in back. I'm double weak to this Galvantula. And you know what? I looked at these sims and I saw before this match, obviously, I didn't look at them during the match. I looked at them in the days prior. If my opponent got greedy and tries to farm me down here, I am going to get to the second foul play. I am going to get to the second foul play, which I do. I took the first one, and and Mandibuzz takes the shield and switch from the Galvantula in the lead. Unbelievable. He confusions me down, which is a smart play. Get some extra farm. But I have my Mew ready to go. Just going to go straight Flame Charge here to vamp up my attack and potentially put in work against whatever's in back. I can't imagine I don't shield here, unless I don't shield. Fire Punch. You never know what Hypno's running. I double shield. And it is a Shadow Ball, so a good shield there. In comes Mr. G Fisk. I would imagine I just stay in at this point. Yeah. I could have swapped into Swampert as well, but I figured since I was boosted, there was no really reason to switch into Swampert. I could just sweep with Mew in the back. And we take a 5-0 against Pablito, overcoming like 2 or 3 bad leads. And this transitions into the final set of 5 of our 30-0 against Auburn. And Auburn has a really strong team, a lot of GBL-oriented Pokemon. We won the lead against the Golbat. Now we switch Swampert into meet the Galvantula. This is not a super comfortable matchup for Swampert. And why did I not switch A9 in? Why did I not switch A9 in? Questionable decision by me. Maybe I didn't switch A9 in because I didn't want to get farmed down by something. I guess Swampert is equally as good of a counter, and Swampert also is going to be able to put in work against the rest of his team. Because if you guys watched my part 1 to this 30-0 streak, you'll remember that when I played Yurkowski, one of the best trainers in the world, I had a really effective safe swap against his team, and Swampert, oh, and this is GG's. I guess I figured that there might be a Scraftian back. Makes sense. Makes sense. I guess I was able to read his line, because Golbat would be weak to Mandy, so he would need I guess in the moment I was just locked in and I just called that there was a Scrafty in the back. Interesting. And we're just gonna be able to farm down this Golbat because Mandy is significantly tankier than the Golbat. But we get it to go. What was I saying before? These long videos always lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, Swampert, you'll see, is a really effective safe swap against his team. He does not have an obvious, like, hard counter for Swampert. Golbat, I think, technically beats Swampert. Scrafty beats Swampert, but it's going to have to expend shields. And the same thing with, like, Hypno. So, yeah, Swampert, if I can draw a shield in the safe swap, that's going to be really effective for me. That was a big strategy I was using, similar to Mandibuzz earlier you saw against Jan Eric was a great safe swap. For this matchup, Swampert is really nice. He shields the Sludge Wave, so a nice shield by him. Do I shield? No, I let it go and it's just an Ice Beam, so really nice. Ice Beam doesn't do that much. I go for another Sludge Wave, no messing around. I land it, beautiful. He aggressively swaps into Hypno, and I swap into Mew, which is interesting. I feel like I could have gone Mandibuzz here, but once again, I think I'm calling that there's a Scrafty in back. I I think I'm calling that there's a Scrafty, or I guess there also could be a Swampert or the Golbat. And I guess I'm thinking that there's no Galvantula in back. So if I thought there was a Galvantula in back, I probably would have come in with Mandibuzz there. But Mew really comfortably takes out the Hypno. I can't imagine I shield this. Just an Ice Beam. I might be able to farm down here. No, I go for the farm down, and unfortunately... Oh, look at this. That Shadow Claw went through, and I blind throw a move. Because I know he was going to try and switch to snipe me. You'll see that he still has 2 Pokeballs up in the corner. So that Azu was alive. So I recognized that he was going to instant swap to try and take out my Pokemon before I could get that move off. So that's why I immediately threw to avoid that happening. Scrafty, obviously, because my Mandibuzz has Air Slash, it's really not a good matchup for Scrafty. If my Mandibuzz had Snarl, Scrafty actually wins this matchup. I'm not sure about the Zero Shield. I'm not sure if it wins the Zero, but I would probably need 3 Aerial Aces, so it very well might win the Zero if I had Snarl. And then I probably could have just Air Slash down from that point, but why not? Why take a chance, especially in a big tournament like this? So we throw the Aerial Ace to take out the Scrafty. We get another win on the board. What is that, 28? 28 in a row? Oh boy. Okay, so this time I'm not gonna press my luck staying in because I have 2 answers this time. I have 2 answers for the Galvantula, so I'm just gonna immediately swap into my Swampert. I'm putting on the pressure. Swampert is so spammy. I like to overfarm just to throw off their counts if I can. I probably just let it go. Yeah, I just let it go. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna take all this energy. I don't know why I'm waiting out my clock, to be honest, because I don't want him to switch out. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that I'm coming in with A9. I thought I was gonna Air Slash down. Oh, interesting. Okay. But I've also utilized this strategy. And by I sneak in a Charm as well, which is really nice. And by coming in with A9, I'm forcing him to reveal what he has in back. I am forcing. And if I had, it ended up being the right call, guys. It ended up being the right call because if I had Air Slash down with Mandibuzz, he might have just come in with Azu to absorb all the energy. And then I'm in a little bit of trouble. Maybe that still would have been okay. I shield an Ice Beam, which is unfortunate. I'm just over farming as much as I can. I probably could have Weather Balled from that range, but I just didn't want to risk it. And I'm immediately swapping into my Mandibuzz against the Galvantula. Oh my gosh. I think he makes a mistake here by going Discharge. I think he should have lunged because he's going to need to throw 2 moves anyway. So I think he actually should have lunged. This way he would have survived that better. And now you're going to see my 2 Charms will take him out before he's able to get 2 Volt Switches, since Charm is a 3-turn fast move and Volt Switch is a 4-turn fast move. So G to the G. I believe that is 29-0. 29-0 on the run. And this may be the final battle of the run, if I remember correctly. We're going A9, Swampert, Mew. We've got Swampert as our safe swap. If we lose lead, we get a terrific lead. He swaps into Azu. I greet it with my Swampert, which is kind of questionable. I feel like Mew might have been a better choice here, but whatever. We come in with Swampert. Because if I come in with Mew, my Mew's avoiding the Scrafty, so kind of questionable for me to come in with Swampert, but Rise is up to something. He's got a plan. I don't even know who this guy is, to be honest. This Rise, this guy went 30-0. That is ridiculous. He was locked in. Oh, and they Hydro Pump me. That's not good. Do I aggressively farm with Mew? No. I don't want to have to eat a move on Mew, so I just play it safe and I come in with A9. I figure worst case, there's a Golbat, but there's a Swampert. Is that the first time he brought Swampert? Also, I think I was wrong. I think this is actually game number 29 and not number 30. Because I feel like I remember 30 a little bit. I come in with Mew now. I think I'm just going to sacrifice my Mew. Because my win con is just saving my shields for A9. And I'm trying to get CMP here. Oh, man. Oh, it's just a pup. It was just a pup. I think that's a mistake by Auburn. I think Auburn should have committed to the foul play. I don't think... But you know what? You know what? Auburn, what he was thinking was he didn't want... Oh, man. Yikes. He didn't want to give my A9 extra energy. So maybe that was actually the smart play by him. Shields are down. I really just need to get to this weather ball. I get there. I still had a shield for the Hydro Cannon on the Swampert. Does this KO? It doesn't, but the next charm does. And we take game 4 against Auburn, game 29 overall. And we have one final match for you. I'm fairly certain this is the final one. It's hard to keep track with so many games. But Mew into Azu. I like this lead. He immediately swaps into Galv. And you're going to see me completely screw this up. Completely screw this up. This is game 29 going on 30. I shield the lunge, which is fine. I throw the Hydro Cannon in between the Volt Switch to not allow him to potentially sneak in an extra Volt Switch. I do it again. So he's, I think, past his lunge at this point. He's got a lot of energy. Oh boy. And check this out. Check this epic mistake. I'm farming up, trying to get to this Sludge Wave, and I don't get there, and oh, my energy goes to waste. Oh, my energy goes to waste. I could have Hydro Cannoned and taken it out, and now he's got loaded energy on his Galvantula. I thought I could get to the Sludge Wave. If you look back, it looks kind of like I was one mud shot away when he was doing the Volt Switch, but it turns out I was actually 2. So that's like a total misplay by me. But luckily for me, I called the lunge. I didn't use my shield. In comes Scrafty. You're going to see me. You're going to see Mew about to take out a Scrafty. Shield's down. I'm just really hoping this is a foul play, which it is. I'm going to go Flame Charge and then Wild Charge, I believe. Or if I recognize that 2 Flame Charges is enough, I'm just going to go 2 Flame Charges. But I recognize that it's not enough. I go for the Wild Charge. That Azu still has very little energy. Remember that. That Azu only has 1 or 2 bubbles at most. So I actually get to this Wild Charge first. And this is going to do a whole heck of a lot of damage. A boosted Wild Charge. This move will definitely take me out. But my A9 is almost at a Psyshock. Oh, he undercharged. He undercharged. And I commit to the Psyshock. And I get to the Psyshock. Actually, no, I don't think he undercharged. I think that was just a visual glitch from me swapping. Yeah, he didn't undercharge. My bad. I only had 1 Pokeball. That was just a visual glitch. But, wow. Guys, that brings us to the end of the 30. Now, this video has gone on long enough, so I'm not going to hold you for too long. But I don't normally ask for likes on videos. If you've made it this far, I'd really appreciate a like for an epic run that I will probably never duplicate. Who knows if anyone else will ever duplicate. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That is the 30-0 video. And I'd appreciate a comment down below. Share it with your friends. Share it with the people in the PvP community for a pretty epic streak. And all that said, thank you for watching once again. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.